Well, hi everyone. I'm John Retlin with my review of AEW Dynamite, and this is going up later because I had a work schedule change, so I do apologize for that. But you know what? That paycheck is just a little bit important, just a teeny little bit important. But I do thank you guys very much for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed Dynamite because I was 50-50 on this show. Now, I liked more of it than I hated, but there were some things that did drag this show down. So I wasn't necessarily against missing the live tweeting for this week only. Now, there were some other things I didn't like, and you can probably guess what. But we have JR, Shivani, and Taz on commentary. The Inner Circle, we get Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Sammy, and Hagar versus the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, and then Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Unfortunately, Marco Stunt is also there. Referee Aubrey, I don't know why they bother with tags. I don't know why they barred. I also don't know why they try to make Jake Hager interesting. He's not interesting. JR says at one point, Hager hasn't quite reached his full potential. He's almost as old as I am, JR. I mean, yeah, he's a great athlete. I'm certainly not an athlete, but if he hasn't reached his full potential by now, with as long as he's been in wrestling and MMA, hate to say it, he ain't ever going to reach his full potential. I know he's an Oklahoma guy, but come on, JR. Stunt gets involved, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. Stunt has no business being in the wrestling ring. He has no business even being around the wrestling ring. They should put him on the opposite side, just among the crowd. If people like him, fine. That's cool. I just am embarrassed whenever I see him in the ring. And also, he wasn't even in the goddamn match. If he was in the match, I would have understood. And that's another thing why they even bother with tags. There's nothing wrong with making a match fun. They could have just had this be Tornado rules, like the main event. Maybe with a few less tacky spots, if you'll see what I did there. But this wasn't good. Jericho was wiped out. This match was messy. The comedy just didn't work. There were too many pauses. Luchasaurus' mask falls off. These things happen. I'm not blaming him there. Matt interferes. His music hits. Sammy Guevara's all distracted, and then he gets shoved off. Roundhouse kick pins Sammy, and then JR says, wear your mask, stay safe. Cool. All right. We get Moxley. I don't start fights, but I will always finish them. Warhorse, the ruler of ass. If you're unfamiliar with Warhorse, I would recommend that you check out some of the stuff on YouTube. He's a popular indie wrestler. I've actually seen him at an indie show. I'm not as big of a fan of him as other people are, but I can certainly appreciate the character work and the work he puts into being very loud and everything, and being a character that commands your attention. And he does put in the work as far as being pretty good in the ring. And he took on Cody here for the TNT Championship. Arn was upset at Cody because Cody didn't seem to be taking it seriously. They gave Warhorse Pyro. That was pretty nice. Cody was healing it up. There was some nice arm focus by Warhorse. A really heavy clothesline. Elbow drop off the top. Cody kept focusing on the leg with some really good stuff. And eventually getting the tap out with the figure four. Not a bad match, really. It wasn't that bad. Was it as good as the match that he had with Eddie Kingston? No, that had better storytelling, but that being said, Warhorse did not look out of place. I was worried how the gimmick was going to translate onto a more, nationwide, worldwide platform. But I'm glad that he got the opportunity, and hopefully he can use this for when, more indie shows come back, because the guy is a good worker. I don't know if this is necessarily great, but it was nice to see him on there. And then, unfortunately, the Gimp Order attacks both of them, Warhorse and Cody. And why are they continuing with this? Why? Why are they continuing with the fucking Gimp Order, the Dark Order, whatever the fuck it is? It's fucking stupid. It's the worst gimmick, stable, faction, whatever going on in wrestling today. Period. It's fucking rotten. If you guys like it, though, that's fine, but I fucking hate it. Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder, who has apparently lived in the goddamn gym for the last 3 months, because the guy was friggin' jacked and everything, shows up and helps out Cody. Cool. All right. Good. Okay. That's nice. I like the fact that he's being featured. That's cool. I wish him nothing but the best. If he can have a second, part of his career here, I hope he can do really well. He was in WWE for a long time. If he can do some good shit here, cool. I think he's going to end up like Shawn Spears and probably directionless, but hopefully I'm wrong. We then get an Inner Circle promo because apparently we were clamoring for more of the Inner Circle to kill time. Jericho versus Cassidy in a debate. Apparently. Okay, it's going to also be Jericho versus Cassidy on August 12th. All right, fine. If Cassidy loses and Jericho says he must hand him $7,000 for the jacket, and then that the jacket's gotten more orange or whatever, some kind of demon orange juice, which made me laugh for some reason. And then apparently, I guess the jacket smells really bad, like cat pee, as Ortiz. Was it Ortiz that said that? I don't really remember anymore. The one with the big fro. I started tuning out on some of this because some of this just didn't interest me. We get an FTR contract signed, though. Arn advises Tag Team Appreciation Night will be happening on August 12th. Okay, cool. And I like FTR. And hey, if Arn can bring them into the fold and actually manage them, I think that's great. They would have tremendous respect for Arn, as you can tell. I mean, because they love tag team wrestling. They praised Arn before. And Hangman Page shows up with alcohol, because why wouldn't he? And toasts, because he's apparently, I guess, friendly with them. We then get the Dark Order members Grayson and Uno versus Omega and Paige, AEW tag title match. And look, I want to say this much. One, Colt joins commentary, and Colt Boom Boom Cabana actually is not that. I'm 50-50 on the guy. I think he's entertaining and talented in the ring. But he was so fucking boring here. And the Dark Order, Brody Lee, I don't give two shits about Brody Lee anymore. I was happy to see what he could do in AEW, and they made him this exalted one, and he's more boring talking than he ever was as a silent whatever in WWE. He's fucking boring. This is fucking stupid. This would be stupid in any company. It doesn't matter what company it is. This is basically trying to, it's like the New Blood or it's like the New Blood storyline where they're trying to basically make a giant faction and everything. They're trying to do this, trying to give people opportunities. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. I hate the Dark Order thing. I will say that the match actually wasn't that bad. Paige jumped the bell. Omega, let his pyro go off and then was like, hey, Paige, what are you doing? Why'd you jump the bell? Uno and Grayson aren't a bad team. Just the Gimp Order is a fucking stupid gimmick. And eventually, they hit the buckshot trigger 1, 2, 3. Okay. Match is fine. Get rid of the Dark Order is all I'm saying. Not get rid of the people. Get rid of the gimmick. Lee then slaps Uno and Grayson. The Dark Order's everywhere, and a bunch of guys show up and everything. A bunch of other gimps. And then Hangman, now you pay. But then FTR shows up and hits Lee with the styrofoam cooler. Apparently they just have a factory just printing those things out back there. JR then comments about Shivani reading a note from Britt, the Tony Express, like the Pony Express. That was funny. Unfortunately, JR says I'm stupid sometime later. Oh, yeah, remember Anna Jay, by the way, is now part of the Dark Order. So that's actually what I'm going to go back to. So JR, if JR just hates the women, just say that he hates the women. I'm not even saying that Anna Jay is like going to be the biggest star in AEW history. But for somebody that hasn't had all that many matches, and they featured her like a little bit, now they're going to have her join the Dark Order. This is stupid. Stop trying to kill careers before they even get started by having them go with this gimmick. It's just a fucking stupid gimmick. I hope Anna Jay can get out of it and, do something better, because it's a bad idea. It's a fucking bad idea. Britt then says Swole has to beat an opponent of her choosing to get to her. Okay, cool. Britt really has improved her oral skills. On the mic, that is. I run a clean show. Get your minds out of the gutter. Diamante video package. Cool. She talks about how she has to win. She wants to earn a contract. Shida versus Diamante. I don't know why JR has such disdain for calling the women's matches. He just should say, I don't want to call the women's matches. I don't. I know you're paying me a lot of money, but just it's not my cup of tea. Yes, okay, people might still come at him for that, but then at least he wouldn't be dragging it down every time he calls. I'm not saying that all the AEW women are equal. There are some that have improved dramatically, Penelope Ford and various others, and Shida, I think, is a standout performer. Diamante is not that bad in the ring, but it just drags it down when your lead commentator doesn't give a flying fuck about any of these, women. And they should sign Diamante, by the way, and we get a knee for 3. Diamante had a good showing, but Shida was no doubt going to win this. And then the tag team, women's tag team tournament, the Deadly Draw rules. It's a random draw. All competitors must draw a color. Matching colors will become a team, and selections are final and cannot be appealed. This isn't overly complicated in the sense that I don't understand it. I just don't know why they wouldn't let these women just form their own alliances instead of doing this shit. It's like the Casino Battle Royal. There's nothing wrong with trying to be different, but this is almost like the Lethal Lottery bullshit when it was really, really bad. I mean, it's not quite like that, but it's about as dumb. So then we have Nyla Rose and Vicky. I vote for the Wall Guerrero, that dumb bitch. Nyla Rose, who actually can cut a promo and is given a manager. And Vicky, who's doing the same shtick she's been doing for a number of years. And Nyla draws purple. Somebody else drew purple, according to Dasha. And is it somebody they could be bringing in? Could they be bringing in Skylar Moore? Could they be bringing in, Red Velvet that's been featured on Dark? Could they be bringing in a whole bunch of other women? Could they be bringing in Beta Scott? Could they bring in Thunder Rosa for an appearance? Could they do something like that? No, they bring in the former Cameron, Ariana Andrew. Look, I want to say this much. I can't stand this woman. She was rotten when she was in WWE, even when she improved in the ring. Maybe she got better. And maybe pigs will fly out of my ass and everybody else's ass in this goddamn state. Maybe she actually has improved. I don't fucking care. I don't give a good goddamn if she's improved or whatever. She was an annoying bitch on TV. And hey, if she wants to play the same goddamn character, cool. She can play the same goddamn character. And AEW can come across as more WWE light when they should be trying to find women that... Don't try to find women that are bad established names. Try to go out and find some women that are actually good. The women I just mentioned there. Or, I mean, I'm not saying... Like, anybody. Fucking hell, just find somebody. Why are you giving her a chance? It'd be like giving Eva Marie a chance. For the love of God, don't give Eva Marie a chance. I know there are fans of Eva Marie out there, and I'm sure there are fans of Ariana Andrew, all two of you. But why in the world would you want to give her a chance? Hey, if I'm proven wrong, I'll come right on a review, gross, and admit it. I will admit if I'm wrong, but I just cannot see why this is worth investing in. Nyla Rose should destroy her and then advance in the tournament, Andrew should only be there to take the pin because she adds no value otherwise. Okay, that's enough bearing of somebody that probably has improved in the ring and I just can't stand. MJF's State of Wrestling address. I'm not going to quote every single thing with this, but this was the saving grace of the show. Now, MJF at times, look, he's good pretty much all the time and great other times. Is he the best heel in wrestling? Arguable. But there's this woman there that's, pointing out about the script that he's supposed to read. He's like, oh, I'll read the script, but how about you smile? You look so much prettier when you do that. Oh, MJF. That was good. That actually got me laughing. That got me laughing. I actually woke up my cat, laughing so goddamn hard. But he says, I saw a man calling for change. I talk about Jon Moxley, not my champion. And, he came from the place of Titan Towers. Jon Moxley's not my champion. Dictator John's what they call him, talks the ratings, challenges Jon Moxley at All Out. This was impassioned. This was great shit. I really liked it. I really fucking liked this. Go check this out. If it's on YouTube, full clips on YouTube, please check this out. This is really worth it. So, next week, Dark Order versus Cody and Cardona, which sounds like a bad Miami Vice, spinoff. MJF update, FTR, Bucks, Omega, and Paige versus the Dark Order. And apparently since apparently 2 Dark Order matches wasn't bad enough, between Dark and Dynamite, let's just put them both on Dynamite next week. Stop trying to make the Dark Order happen, even. It's not going to happen. And then Jericho versus Cassidy in a debate. Darby and Moxley versus Cage and Starks. Okay, so, it's tornado tag. Darby doesn't show up. Oh no, Taz is, suddenly cutting a promo backstage right behind the tunnels with Starks and Cage. Cage, thankfully not saying anything, which is the best use for him. And then Starks even cuts a promo and everything. Okay, what's going on? Because Mox is in the ring. Darby isn't there. Darby suddenly does a coffin drop when they make their entrance. And we are off to the races doing a whole bunch of stuff. Look, I know botches happen. I've seen them happen in indie shows. I've seen them happen on every major show. Cage botching that catch from Darby. There is a reason why Brian Cage has not been signed to, or has only been featured on the peripheral, and he's only been a main eventer in small companies. Because as big as he is, and as much, yes, he can do a standing moonsault and everything, he's not that good. He's not that good. And we got weapons. We got a pile driver by Moxley. We got a tacked skateboard to Starks' back. Ouch. All the tack sticking in his back. Ouch. I hope he got hazard pay. And Darby pins him, and then, he wants Moxley, and we're getting that match next week. The main event was fine. This was a decent episode of Dynamite, but too much Dark Order, and the fact that, I'm sorry, you're going to sign the former Cameron. You don't improve your women's division by signing somebody that bad. You don't sign somebody like that and make your division any better. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.